Imagine waking up one day to realize everything you believed about yourself was a lie. That's exactly what happened to this lion cub. Raised among sheep grazing on grass, convinced it was just another member of the flock. But one encounter changed everything. What did the old lion show the cub that shattered its false identity? Stay with us to uncover the moment that transformed fear into power. How can a lion forget its own roar? This cub did. Separated from its pride at birth when its mother died, it was raised by sheep. The cub learned to nibble grass, flatten its ears when danger came, and bleat softly as if it were song. Over time, even the way it walked changed. Head lowered, steps hesitant, muscles coiled for retreat rather than attack. The sheep never questioned the cub's presence. They shuffled together in tight circles when wolves howled, and the cub shook like the rest. But sometimes, when scratching its claws against rocks or feeling the weight of its own jaws, something stirred in its chest, a discomfort it couldn't name. Scientists call this species dysphoria, when an animal's instincts conflict with learned behavior. The cub didn't know that phrase, only the gnawing sense that its body didn't match its life. Years passed. One evening at dusk, an old lion emerged from the tall grass. The sheep scattered, but the cub froze. Instead of pouncing, the lion studied it. This creature with a lion's golden eyes and a sheep's trembling legs. Without warning, the elder charged. The cub stumbled backward, expecting teeth at its throat. But the lion's grip closed gently around its scruff, dragging it toward the riverbank. Here's what researchers find fascinating. Mirror recognition isn't instinctive for lions. Cubs must learn what they are. As the water's surface stilled, the cub saw two faces, the old lion's scarred muzzle, and beside it, a reflection almost identical. Its pupils contracted. It tried to turn away, but the elder held it firm. For the first time, the cub faced not just what it had become, but what it had always been underneath. The sheep never roared. Lions do. The old lion dragged the cub to the riverbank, ignoring its frantic bleating. When the cub tried to turn away, the elder's paw held its head firmly over the water. The surface showed two faces, one weathered and scarred, the other young but unmistakably similar. The cub jerked back, bewildered by the sharp teeth and golden eyes staring back. It made feeble sheep noises, as if trying to prove its false identity through sound alone. Psychologists describe such moments as cognitive dissonance, when reality contradicts deeply held beliefs. The cub had spent years believing grass was its food and fear was its nature. Now the water revealed powerful shoulders built for hunting, claws meant for tearing. The old lion growled low in its throat, not a threat but an invitation. For the first time, the cub felt its own throat vibrate in response, though no sound came out yet. The realization came like a slow sunrise. Every strange urge to chase, every time its body had moved differently from the flock. These weren't flaws, but clues. Researchers studying identity formation note that self-recognition often begins with discomfort. The cub's legs shook as it inhaled deeply, filling lungs that had only known shallow breaths of fear. When the roar finally erupted, it startled birds from the trees. The sound wasn't perfect, cracked with disuse. Too high at first, but it carried across the valley. Sheep teach you to follow. Water shows you what you are. The cub licked its teeth, suddenly understanding why grass had never satisfied its hunger. Nearby, the old lion flicked its tail in approval, watching as the younger one lifted its head to scent the wind properly for the first time. The cub's story isn't just about lions. We live surrounded by voices telling us what we can't do, shrinking our world to fit their expectations. But like the river's reflection, truth waits beneath the surface. When did you last question the limits you've accepted? If this story made you think, consider subscribing. Every lesson in courage begins with a single step, even if it's just clicking a button. They say a lion who knows its strength wears it quietly. But first, it must stop grazing and remember its teeth. The water doesn't lie. Now you've seen yours. What comes next?